If you scroll through online support groups, hundreds of people talk about carpal tunnel syndrome as if it's just a temporary inconvenience, something you can solve with an ergonomic mouse, wrist splints, or a few weeks of rest. For mild cases, that might be true. But for thousands of Canadians, severe carpal tunnel syndrome is a painful, debilitating reality. It means waking up at 3 a.m. with hands that feel like they're on fire. It means spending 20 frustrating minutes trying to button a shirt, or dropping a pot of boiling water because your thumb grip suddenly gives out. And if you've had a carpal tunnel release surgery that failed, you may be left with permanent nerve damage and muscle atrophy. This brings up a critical question. Can you get the disability tax credit for carpal tunnel syndrome in Canada? The short answer is yes. However, the Canada Revenue Agency routinely denies self-filed carpal tunnel applications. Today, we're drawing on over 12 years of hands-on DTC advocacy to break down the exact CRA rules, why most claims get rejected, and how to turn those denials into approvals. First, let's talk about what an approval is actually worth. The disability tax credit is a non-refundable credit designed to reduce the income tax paid by Canadians living with severe impairments. For 2026, the federal disability amount sits at $10,341. When combined with your provincial tax credits, annual tax savings, you can expect between $1,500 and $3,000 plus per year, depending on your province and personal tax situation. Retroactive payouts? If your condition has restricted you for years, the CRA allows you to adjust tax returns going back up to 10 years, unlocking lump sum refunds of $15,000 to $25,000 or more. Secondary benefits? DTC approval also acts as the mandatory gateway to the Canada Disability Benefit, the Registered Disability Savings Plan, or RDSP, and additional provincial relief. So why does the CRA reject the vast majority of carpal tunnel claims? Having an X-ray, an ultrasound showing nerve inflammation, or a positive EMG test does not guarantee approval. The CRA strictly evaluates functional limitation, not your diagnosis. Here are the 3 biggest traps that trigger an automatic denial. The recovery expectation trap. Adjudicators often assume carpal tunnel is temporary. If your doctor writes that you are trying night splints or considering surgery, the CRA stamps the file temporary and rejects it immediately. Confusing work limits with daily life limits. Describing how you can't type for 8 hours at work or carry heavy boxes doesn't help your claim. Under the Income Tax Act, the CRA legally does not care about your ability to work. They strictly measure basic activities of daily living. Medical jargon versus tax law. Doctors write in clinical shorthand, like moderate median nerve entrapment. To a CRA officer, that phrase says nothing about your daily life, so the application goes straight into the rejection pile. To win a DTC claim for carpal tunnel, your paperwork must satisfy one of 2 strict legal pathways. Pathway 1. Marked restriction in a basic activity. Your impairment must restrict you at least 90% of the time for a continuous period of at least 12 months, making basic tasks take 3 times longer than average. For upper limb conditions, the CRA looks at 2 main categories. Dressing. Severe difficulty buttoning shirts, pulling zippers, tying shoes, or manipulating clothing due to numbness or thumb weakness. Feeding. Severe difficulty holding utensils, cutting food, opening containers, or holding a cup without spilling or dropping it. Keep in mind, single-hand carpal tunnel is rarely approved. Having bilateral carpal tunnel, affecting both hands, creates a significantly stronger legal case. Pathway 2. Cumulative effect of restriction. If your hand dexterity alone doesn't hit the 90% threshold, you can qualify by combining a moderate hand restriction with another issue, such as severe sleep disruption caused by chronic night pain, or secondary pain syndrome, that together equal a 90% total daily impairment. At Disability Credit Canada, we've advocated for thousands of Canadians over the past 12 years. Here are 3 critical insights we've learned from handling complex carpal tunnel cases. Failed surgery must be proven. Having surgery doesn't disqualify you. If you have failed carpal tunnel release or permanent nerve damage, proving your recovery has plateaued is often the key to long-term approval. EMG reports are gold mines. Nerve conduction velocity tests provide objective data. Tracking down test results going back years allows us to prove long-term nerve compression and secure maximum retroactive back pay. Doctors need guidance. Physicians are busy experts in medicine, not tax law. Handing your doctor a blank 16-page T2201 form usually leads to rushed answers. Bridging the gap between what your doctor sees in the exam room and what the CRA needs on paper makes all the difference. Navigating CRA guidelines on your own often leads to months of waiting, unnecessary stress, and frustrating rejection letters. At Disability Credit Canada, we manage your claim from start to finish. We gather your complete medical file, consult directly with your healthcare providers to translate clinical symptoms into exact CRA language, and act as your official representative, meaning you never have to sit on hold or argue with CRA adjudicators. If severe carpal tunnel syndrome makes daily tasks like dressing, gripping, or holding utensils a daily struggle, you shouldn't have to shoulder the financial burden alone. Disability Credit Canada operates on a no-win, no-fee basis. There are 0 upfront costs, and we only get paid if we successfully secure your credit and refund. Take the first step today. Visit the links in the description below or call us for a free 10-minute assessment, and let our experienced advocates handle your disability tax credit claim from start to finish. If you found this guide helpful, please like, subscribe for more Canadian benefit updates, and leave your questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.